Trigger warning, what I'm about to say may upset you. It may remind you of why you don't speak to people about your mother. Have you ever told someone, maybe a friend or family member, that your mother hurt you and that she said the ugliest things to you and that she made you feel unimportant and she made you feel like you were in the way, like you were a mistake, like you were a burden? Have you ever shared that with anybody? Have you shared that you grew up walking on eggshells in your own home, feeling like you were not wanted there? That you knew the sound of the jingle of her keys, the weight of her feet walking around the house, and just like the changes in her voice, the grumbles, the muttering, the slight facial expressions. And you just knew from that, you knew what kind of day it was going to be. You tell someone this, and they look you dead in your face, and they say, but that's still your mother. Yeah, we're going to tap that out today. If you're new to tapping, just take a deep breath, right? Through your nose and out your mouth. Find a quiet place to sit, wherever that may be, and just do what I say and say what I say. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to believe every word that I'm saying. You just have to allow your body to hear it. Allow your ears to take it in and download it into your subconscious. And if you need to pause and breathe, then do that. That is allowed. You're safe here. This is a safe place. Even though my mother was my first bully, and I felt powerless throughout my childhood, and still powerless now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though my mother was the first person who made me feel like I was too much, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I learned to make myself small just to survive her, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though people keep telling me she's still your mother, and I don't know how to hold that and my pain at the same time, I deeply and completely accept myself. She was supposed to be my safe place. And sometimes she was the thing I needed to be safe from. I learned to read the room before I learned how to read. I learned how to hide before I had the confidence to be seen. I learned to associate love with danger, uncertainty, unreliability, and chaos. And I carry that into every relationship after her. This is not something I made up. This happened. I was there when it happened. Sometimes it feels like it's still happening, and it shaped me in ways I'm still discovering. I'm allowed to name what happened. I'm allowed to call it what it was. Even if my friends don't understand me because they have a healthy relationship with their mother, their perspective is informed by their experience. I'm allowed to have had a different experience. I am also allowed to acknowledge it, even if no one else in my family will say it. Even if she never admits it. The truth of my experience doesn't need her permission. The truth of my experience doesn't need my family's permission. The truth of my experience doesn't need my friends' understanding. I was a child. I needed protection, consistency, and gentleness. I needed to feel safe and like I mattered in my own home. And sometimes I didn't get that. And that mattered. It matters. I don't have to excuse what happened to honor that it hurt. I don't have to pretend it was better than I remembered. I don't have to get over it and act like nothing happened. I can hold my pain and still wonder about hers. Perhaps she didn't have anyone either. Maybe she didn't know how to be a safe place because she never had one either. Perhaps no one taught her how to be soft. Maybe she yelled because screaming was the only way people saw her as a child. I know how that feels. She was a child once too. She wasn't born this way. Someone had to contribute to her programming. I wonder if she knows that she can change if she wanted to. Or maybe she believes she has to be this way to survive. And perhaps she was surviving too, just in ways that cost me something. That doesn't make it okay, but it makes sense. I will not excuse her behavior for pain she hasn't healed from. But it would explain all the pain she caused me. And somewhere in that understanding, I find a little room to breathe. I am not what she said about me. I am not her worst days. I am not the parts of her she couldn't face. I am not a container for her rage. I am allowed to heal, even if she never does. And I'm allowed to talk about what happened to me, even if no one likes it or understands. I'm allowed to be my own safe space. I'm allowed to break the cycle, no matter how far back it may go. I'm allowed to be a different kind of mother, a different kind of woman, a different kind of person in the world. The healing starts with me. And it starts right here, right now, in this moment. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Place one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. You just did something that took courage. You showed up for yourself in a way that maybe she couldn't show up for you. And that is the work. This is Via Metanoia. That's what that is. If this session brought something up for you, I want you to be gentle with yourself today. Drink some water, rest if you need it, and come back to this whenever you need it again. I'll be right here.